Hey guys, I'm Jay Randall, and welcome back to my channel, where I discuss wisdom for the modern man. Today, guys, I got another video to react to. This one is brought to us by FBE Capital. Please go ahead and subscribe to his channel. He does great work. Today's topic: why aren't men getting married anymore? Guys, this is a very big topic going on the internet right now, especially in the red pill space. I just saw an interview with Michael Knowles and Pearl Davis. I'm actually doing a breakdown on that. That video will be out very soon. But until then, I wanted to stay on the topic of marriage and why men aren't getting involved in this anymore. There's a lot of reasons, but let's get into the video.
My boyfriend of 7 years refuses to marry me.
The men who want to be married are already married, and the ones that don't want to be married are the ones left behind.
Don't see any benefit from it. You're just putting yourself at a disadvantage if
he don't love you unless he marries you, okay? He don't.
Men today are no longer getting married.
If by July 1st he's not proposed, I'm leaving. I'm finding someone who will. I'm going to Ibiza with the girls.
Of course they don't, because now they're held accountable and now they can't just run away scot-free.
I don't want to marry anymore because the risk outweighs the benefits.
Why do you think guys no longer want to get married?
When the odds are stacked against you, the only way to win is to not play.
Somebody else been calling me delusional, I call it manifestation. Speak it into existence, babe. Speak it loud and proud. He will be coming back. He will be asking me to be his girlfriend. He will be saying that he was in love with me since day one. He will be asking to marry me. He will. You know what?
He will not be coming back. Oh, I swear these women can be so off their rocker sometimes. Yeah, dude, he's not coming back. But you do the manifestation thing, girl. You got this.
Because if there's a will, there's a way. His name was not Will, but there is a way. Listen, I just rewatched the video. My therapist needs to reply to my email. It's been a couple days. I'm unwell.
You need help.
If a guy is over 30 and he's not married, then there is something wrong with him, okay? According to Darwin, it's a natural selection. What about us? We are 30 and we are still not married. That's not the same for women. We're just being selective. That's different.
Not selective. I think leftover women. Number one cause of divorce in the world is marriage. I'm 25, and the fear of not being married by 30 is haunting me. I'm in crisis mode. Men age like wine, women like milk. Women are born with value, and men have to build value. Women is auntie after 30, and men are still boys. It is most definitely not them being selective. Those women who aren't married are the independent ones that don't need men. They're the ones who's out every Saturday partying their lives away.
Yeah, and on top of that, they're selective when it comes to the men they want to commit to or the men they want them to take serious. But they're not selective with who they're sleeping around with in their prime years. So you've been sleeping around with that nigga, Pookie, Ray, this and that, Chad, Tyrone, all that. And then now at the end of the line, when you want a guy to commit, oh, he has to make this much money. Well, the hood nigga that was clapping them cheeks for the last 2 years, 3 years, he was just a random dude. But now I'm supposed to be this, have everything together: money, height, charm, charisma, looks. Have it down in the bedroom. All these standards, but all the dudes who came before me, they just got in, got out free. Nah, man. These women are selective only when it comes to marriage. But by the time they're ready to be selective, it's like you don't got the value to be that selective. It is what it is.
The story changes, though, once they reach 32. They start yelling, "Men don't want me," while ignoring all the good guys. They think they can settle down whenever they want, not knowing that they're in a competition with younger women.
All right, y'all. Question is, why are men saying no to marriage? Number one, perception of the loss of freedom. I pray that none of you guys choose a spouse that makes you feel like you have to lose yourself in order to be with them. Number two.
It's not perception, bro. Like, for a lot of dudes, a lot of men that I see that are married, and honestly, I do blame them. Like, you got to take accountability. But I see them and they walk on eggshells with their wives, man. Even their girlfriends, I see in the relationship. It's like they're afraid to speak, like truly speak how they want to, because if she hears him say something, she's gonna like just get on him. Like, they walk on eggshells on what they do, with where they can go, with what they can say. It's like, nah, it's not perception, bro. Like, once men get into relationships, even before they, even get married, it's like they feel trapped, confined, restricted. And it's not what men want to be in.
Fears about potential divorce. Number 3, unwillingness to make the sacrifices that marriage requires. Number 4, men today can get the benefits of a connection with a woman without commitment. Thank you, modern dating.
And she made a great point. And who's to blame for that? It's not men. It's definitely women. Because women give access to sex. So you can blame feminism, female empowerment, the female sexual liberation movement, and yeah, you can blame all that. That's on you, ladies. If you wanted men to see and view sex as valuable, you would not so readily give it away, especially to men who are undeserving, but you often do, and often do in your prime years.
Number 5, there is not a lot of messaging about how marriage actually benefits men. Based upon what we see in media, it seems like it's just a contractual agreement that benefits women, but we know.
Bullcrap. I would love to see, and I've yet to actually see someone list out the ways that it benefits men. Okay? I would really love to see that. Now, I know that a really good traditional relationship does actually benefit men. I've seen it, even in my own parents. It's like the only reason I want to get married is because I've seen my parents and the beautiful relationship that they have, even till this day. So I do understand that there are benefits in a good marriage, good traditional marriage. Most men don't have that. Most men do not have that. Most men are in these liberal, weird, female-led relationships. So in that dynamic, men are getting absolutely nothing and are still taking on a ridiculous amount of risk and liabilities. So in that case, no, yeah, it's just really not worth it. There are no benefits in marriage as we practice it today, which is why men are staying away, because as human beings, we do things that are beneficial to us. And men have assessed the situation, and it's just not beneficial.
There are some benefits, and there are some strong male voices in the men's space have and still advocate for marriage. Again,
like Michael Knowles in the video that I'm about to break down. I'll probably come out in a few days, maybe tomorrow. But look, Michael Knowles from the Daily Wire and the boys over there at the Daily Wire, oh yeah, they're advocating for marriage. But when you hear the arguments they have for why you should do it, they are not great arguments, bro. It is not great arguments. It is honestly very scary and just honestly quite foolish, the reasoning as to why men should engage in a dynamic that is clearly not beneficial and is quite destructive to their well-being. But let's keep going.
Y'all, I know this ain't popular, but I do believe the enemy is at work in our marriages and in destroying families, and I don't want him to win.
Marriage was the worst thing that ever happened to me. The sacrifices I'd have to make in my life, along with the cost and risk, far outweigh any benefit derived from it. Never marry. I've seen enough miserable people to know it's not worth it. I loved being married. I hated being lied to, cheated on, stolen from, inappropriated, unsupported, and feeling alone in the marriage. Why enter into a contract where one party benefits greatly by breaking it?
You see, you hear the men. You hear the men, like, speaking their mind. And look, honestly, it's really on the women at this point to really convince men. And of course, women are probably going to get all riled up like, I don't care. It's not my job to convince men. Well, it kind of is if you want them to engage. Okay? If you want them to engage in this contract, in this relationship dynamic, you got to convince men again that this thing is actually worthwhile, because a lot of men are walking away, and for good reason. Every man every single man knows another man, either his brother, friend, uncle, dad. Every man has a guy close to him who's been through divorce and been through it hard, man. Got his kids taken, paying ridiculous amounts of alimony, child support, crazy woman spreading lies and rumors about him, slandering his reputation. Every guy knows that guy. I know multiple dudes in that situation. And we analyze it from afar and like, yo, is that really worth it? For the hope that I actually get what I want out of this? Because at the end of the day, she doesn't have to deliver on what she said in her vows or what she's promised you. Once you sign that contract, it's all up in the air at that point. I highly recommend that men don't engage in it at this point, man. It's just really destructive. It's just bad, bro. Like, men have so many stories. We've seen our friends and family go through this, go through the ringer, and come out the other side, and they're just destroyed. And it's like, do I really want to go through that just to find love? Nah. It's not worth it.
The enemy is most definitely at work, like she said. But the ones destroying their marriages are women. 70 to 80% of women file for divorce when things are going wrong in the relationship. Why not fix it if you truly love each other? These men's eyes have been opened, and they see marriage for what it is. A big one-sided scam that only benefits one person. The only way it seems to keep your sanity is to stay away from that. However, if you do plan on getting married, pick your partner carefully, or you will live the rest of your days regretting it.
I mean, what if I don't want to live the way you live?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
So sometimes guys say this is why fewer and fewer guys are getting married. Also, fewer and fewer women are getting married. There's fewer and fewer marriages. People not getting married when they don't really want to is great. That would be fewer divorces.
What advice would you give to your younger self? Don't get married. You're free, man. You're free in the world, so don't get married, please. Forget about population. It will grow automatically. Don't get married. Don't lose your freedom and individuality. And your pride, man. You're a man.
Your pride. That's how you know it was bad. That's how you know it was bad. He said your pride. Dang, bro. Don't lose your pride. Yeah, it's rough, man. Like, in marriages, a lot of times, men, we just become like hollow shells of what we used to be, man. It just all the emasculation, her just nagging at you for years, and eventually men, what tends to happen in these marriages, they just kind of throw up their hands. They kind of just sink back and just like, all right, you do what you want to do. Just stop nagging, just stop annoying, whatever you say. That's where the whole, whatever you say, happy wife, happy life, just to shut her up, just do whatever she says to make her happy, so she just leaves you alone, gets out of your ear. That's where it comes from, and you just sink in and become a smaller and smaller person just to accommodate her, just to keep the marriage going, just so she doesn't divorce you, just to keep her happy, so there's like a semblance of peace in the home. It's like, nah, man. When you could be out here in your own place, your own house, your own apartment, free to live, talk how you want to, go where you want to. Like, a lot of times marriage is like a box for men. And I'm not saying that marriage is bad, but it is how it is practiced today. Like, I do want to get married. I've seen a beautiful marriage, and I would love to replicate that, but I'll be damned if I ever sign that marriage contract. I'm doing marriage completely different because I already see that it doesn't work, and I don't need to go test it out and be another, just another one in the grinder, in the marriage grinder, to end up in divorce court. Nah, I'm doing my marriage completely different because I'm not ending up like this. No way.
You're always wanted. I'll tell you. You're always wanted. But once you got it, you're jailed.
Rings truer even today. Marriage is a contract, and in some cases, a life sentence. The earlier you understand that, the better for you. The older generation of men in my family always told me this, and I listened. Even Buddha named his son Rahula Feta Ankle Shackles and ran away. As an equally old man, I affirm this opinion. I learned too late that marriage destroys men. Man had that answer locked and loaded, answered before the question was asked. This is coming from a man who has been married. As long as you work on yourself, fellas, you will always win. Always be desirable. These marriages...
Yep, he said you're always wanted. You work on yourself. We're not like women. We age and we get better as we get older. Okay, we're not like women. So as long as you work on yourself, it's like you said, you're always wanted. Stay in shape. Continue gaining knowledge. Continue working on your career. Bro, you work on those 3 things. Also work on your communication, your personality, your charm, which naturally gets better as you get older as a man with practice and experience. Bro, you're always going to be wanted. Like, things have been on an upward trajectory, bro. I remember how it was for me back at 21, 22. Like, bro, it was rough. All right, out here dealing with girls. Bro, and it's been like a steady climb, just better and better ever since. I'm 27 now, and it has been really good, okay? And that's just me as I am now. I'm not even exactly where I want to be yet, but I'm getting there, and I'm working at it every single day. But I can tell you from experience, it does get better with age, man. It does get better with age and experience. So, bro, work on yourself. You'll always be desired, man. Promise. Let's keep going.
Are destroying men. The whole purpose was to come together and be one as a family, not to become a business to support women destroying their marriages. Even prenups in some cases don't even help. Be wise.
A lot of you women are like,
oh
God, but I want to get married. And y'all are like 22, 23. And y'all are trying to marry 25-year-olds. And what 25-year-old man do you know that rushes to the altar? They're still trying to have fun. And they don't get emotionally attached. They think of you as, oh, one of my girlfriends. Oh, you're going to be a girlfriend. You're going to be my girlfriend. Then I'm going to break up and go explore some new options and have some more girlfriends, okay?
A man truly loves you, he will solve your life problems. Not know, oh, that sucks. He will get up and he will say, what do you want? What do you need? How can we fix it?
This is 2023 in a nutshell, homies. I watched this and I wondered what bothered me about it. And then it hit me. There's too many people out here worried about what they're not getting. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it'd be great for a man to solve your life's problems when you're not busy pushing him away. Because the last time I checked, love is someone who makes you feel safe. Somebody who listens. They acknowledge healthy differences without trying to change you. Communication is healthy. They encourage you to do your own thing. Both people are making an effort, and both people compromise.
Yeah, but that's not how women look at it a lot of the times, because the whole dynamic is literally built to provide for women. That's the whole marriage and even relationships. It more so benefits women. So they look at it as what am I getting out of this scenario? Men do as well, but we're more on the giving side of things, not so much the receiving side of things. And we as men kind of, to a degree, accept that, but it's gotten to the point where we're just getting nothing now. Like, even the basics. Like, men are married. Men marry, what? To lock down a woman and have sexual exclusivity. A lot of dudes aren't even having sex in marriages, man. I talk to guys all the time. Bro, my wife is like my roommate, bro. I haven't gotten any in like a year. I literally have these conversations with men. I'm just like, bro, what was even the point? Girls out here cheating on their husbands. Trust me, man. I have guys out here, like my friend group, they're out here doing their thing, man. You know, playing the game. And they show me messages of girls. Oh, yeah, I'm married. We got to do this on the low. I'm like, bro, it really makes you think. Like, what in the world is in there for men? It's so much risk. Such little reward, man. And there's no way to guarantee that you're actually going to get anything out of it. You just got to take her word for it. In the very least, if the marriage fails, the state is going to guarantee that she gets something out of it. Even if you don't want her to get a dang thing out of it, the state's going to hunt you down and make sure that she gets half of what you have. Guaranteed. Gonna make sure she gets alimony, make sure she gets some kind of financial something. We have to take women's word for it when they sign that contract and say, yes, I'll be a great wife. All right, I guess, I'll make sure to, I'll sleep with you. I'll treat you right. I'll cook, I'll clean. Once they sign that thing, they can just decide not to do it. And that's that. But once you sign that thing, oh, that money's coming out, whether you like it to or not. And it's just this really messed up dynamic where all the security is afforded to the woman and the man is literally just taking all the risk. All risk, no guarantees. It's a terrible contract.
Last but definitely not least is mutual respect. Because if you think that a relationship is going to have love and thrive without respect, you're lying to yourself. So just remember, the next time you're talking about what he should do, what she should do, what they should do, a good relationship starts with you.
You can solve all her problems and she can still leave because she found that one small difference elsewhere.
That is so facts, bro. Because women are always looking at stuff like, this is great, but I wonder if I could do better. I wonder if he could do more. Ooh, I wonder if he could do more. It's like the candy store analogy. It's like, no. It's like the husband store analogy. Women keep going to the husband store. They keep going up the levels. Ooh, this one is nice. Ooh, I wonder what the next level has. Oh, this is pretty good. Let me check out the next level. I wonder if it's even better. Get to the 5th floor. Ain't no husbands left. But that's how it works. Bro, you will be there and you'll be putting your all into this woman thinking that she will appreciate it. She'll just turn around and see a guy who she thinks, not even know, she thinks will do better than you. She'll up and go. And all that effort that you put in to change her life and fix her problems just goes up in smoke. Like, what was that even for? She just packed up and left. And that is the reality of a lot of men. All right? I know dudes have experienced this. I have buddies out here that have gotten really burned from these situations. It's terrible, man. So yeah, bro, I'm not saying not do stuff for your girl and try to help her out, but don't make that freaking your life mission, okay? Because you got to make sure that if you're doing that kind of energy for her life, you got to, and I mean, you must make absolute certain that you can pinpoint the areas of your life that she is positively affecting and that it's worth the effort you're putting into her, okay? Because a lot of times it's very unequal and the man is just giving so much of himself and the woman is just taking and dishing out some sex here and there, and the men are so sex starved nowadays that they just view that as a reasonable exchange. It's not. And I promise you will feel so used after the fact, no matter how much sex he was giving you, if you're putting in that kind of effort for a little return. But let's keep going.
I don't know why people seem to think it's someone else's job to handle their problems. Energies should match, not be up to one person. They always talk about what a man should bring, but all they have is an attitude and bills. First of all, you should not be depending on nobody for your lifestyle. You should be looking to build together with that person. The only thing I notice these women bring to the table is even more bills and baggages. They're all looking for a problem solver to handle their bad decisions.
My boyfriend of 7 years refuses to marry me, so in every single book that I've written, the couple ends up getting married. And I end up calling my boyfriend the love interest's name while we're... Maybe he'll get the hint.
You need help.
How am I supposed to live, laugh, love in these conditions?
I'll never forget the advice an older, wise woman gave me once. She said, sweetheart, always marry a man that loves you more than you love him.
Oh, no.
Something to think about.
Then he shouldn't marry you. This wise woman is not wise. This is called divorce. I wish you guys didn't get the man money after divorce. Wish.
Nah. What she just said? Nah. It's actually the opposite. Okay, you need to get a girl that's more into you than you are her. That's the only way. Because when a woman feels that she's better than the guy, she's going to be looking elsewhere. When she feels the guy is better than her, she's going to feel content. She's going to feel like she got the best deal. Okay, so that is terrible advice. Ladies, don't do that. And just talking to the ladies, because the women are the ones. It affects both men and women, because the woman is going to leave the man and the man's going to be destroyed. But the women who use that advice are going to be perpetually unsatisfied in their relationship dynamic. What they'll gain from it is they'll feel secure because the guy likes her more. So she'll feel secure as though she got him wrapped around her finger and stuff like that. And she can do and say what she wants to. So she'll feel security in that sense, but she'll feel like immense amount of unattraction to him and just uninterest. She'll have zero interest in pleasing him, making him happy. So the whole core of the relationship isn't even there. You just have a guy that you know you can get security from. And then girls eventually get bored of that, especially women now, because they provide their own money. So a lot of times they'll just either be cheating on the side or they'll just end up divorcing a guy eventually. It's terrible advice. Men, women, get a guy that you are super enamored by. Okay? He rocks your world. You look up to him. You can respect him. That's the guy you need to be going for. Men, you need to get a girl who's super into you. Okay? More than you are her. I know it sounds messed up. Guys, it's the red pill, okay? There's some... the red pill doesn't always taste or sound great, but that's reality. She has to be super into you. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. Let's keep going.
This is false. A lot of women ask for this kind of relationship, but in the end, they all leave. If you show her more affection, then she shows you. She will look down at you. She will not see a masculine man. She will see a man she can control and make him do whatever she wants. One of the guys in the comments said, "I did that unfortunately did not work out for me." This may be just one example, but this happens to men all the time. You can love your woman all you want, but do not let your emotions for her give her power of you.
And why young men especially are hesitant to get married is because for a lot of men, they don't see any benefit from it. You're just putting yourself at a disadvantage. If someday she could say, you know what, I'm not really feeling this anymore, I'm going to divorce you, but you're still going to be responsible for paying for me for the rest of your life.
Like I said, I'm pro prenup, and alimony is not gendered. It's literally a formula in most states. And so in a situation, I do think if a man wants to get married, you should think about this. You should think about this possibility.
I'm sorry. Alimony might as well be gendered. It might as well. Because the man is put in a position to be the breadwinner majority of the time. Even in relationships where both are high earners, the man typically makes more. It might as well be gendered. Okay? So that point, I get what she's saying. It can work the other way, but when do you ever see that work? When the heck, apart from some rare instances, do you ever hear about men getting alimony? I can't even think of one off the top of my head. So it might as well be gendered.
But I don't think that it's fair that a woman who has given up so much in order to be a homemaker shouldn't have any shouldn't have anything. She should just be left on the street.
I agree that if the husband told the wife to stay home and watch the kids, then she should be able to receive some financial support. But only if he told her to stay home and watch the kids, because she's probably given up her career to do that. So she should be compensated.
I've been with my boyfriend going on 8 years since school. We've had 2 homes. He's a pro footballer. I've had my own business for 4 years. We have dogs, an apartment in London. He won't marry me. It's my dream, like a deal breaked the same as wanting kids. Oh, it's like a deal breaker. So if you're not going to marry me, then this is it. Yeah, I want a marriage. If you don't want to either, I wouldn't have started my life with you, I'm thinking. I've set myself up.
Okay, so she's with a pro footballer. 2 houses. So my man is balling. He's making good money. And guess what? You can't rush those kind of men, okay? You move on his time. And ladies, it's a gamble. Because those men, like I said, they have so many women throwing themselves at them. So they have to really weigh their options. One, if marriage is even worth it for them, because they're going to have access to sex their entire life. They don't need to lock down a woman for that. And second, how do they know you are the right one? Okay? When it comes to dudes like that, you really, as a woman, have to go above and beyond to set yourself apart. And a lot of women don't want to do that. They think the guy should just automatically view them as special and the best. It's like, no, especially when he's surrounded by women willing to do the most for him at a moment's notice. You got to show him that, hey, I'm different, I'm special, and here's why I deserve this level of commitment. And a lot of women will feel insulted if you tell them that that's how they have to approach it with those type of men. So if you don't do that, then a lot of times you're just going to be strung along and just never get that commitment from him.
Promise that if by July 1st he's not proposed, I'm leaving. I'm finding someone who will and going to Ibiza with the girls. His season will have started by then, so he won't be able to propose abroad. And that's my dream. And that means waiting another year if he's not done it by July 1st. Some people get engaged after 8 fucking months. So why am I waiting 8 years?
She sounds immature. Some women are so desperate for marriage. He doesn't want her taking all his money when she wants a divorce. At the end of the day, a wedding is only for a girl. A guy ain't fussed one bit about it.
No.
Don't get married, guys. It's a scam. Men gain nothing from it besides a girl who thinks marriage will fix holes in the relationship. The reality is you can't force or bully us way into marriage. He probably doesn't want to marry you. Why do some women care so much about marriage to the point of ruining a perfectly fine relationship? Her relationship is going great after 8 years, so why is she in a rush to destroy it? But the guy is probably having second thoughts because of all the things that's going on with marriage today.
Facts. And she's probably getting up in years, so she's, wants to lock it down. Probably pump out a few kids and gain that guaranteed security once you pop out them kids. So, she's trying to lock it down real hard. Plus, he's a pro footballer. Money, status. Yeah, she's trying to get in there, man. And I'm not saying she's a bad girl, but, guys, we really have to weigh this decision. We really have to think about it. Especially the more money you have, the more status you have. I think every guy, no matter what level. But when you have more to lose, of course, you need to think about it harder, man. Like, you build yourself up just for a woman to come in, give you some sex, and take half your stuff? Like, really? Is that what we're on? I think men are waking up. And it's good men are waking up. Because we've seen enough men just sent off to the grinder.
A lot of these women want the wedding, but not the marriage. They always have a deadline to get things done, thinking the world revolves around them. There's a lot of risk in marriage for a man. Maybe he's thinking if taking the risk is truly worth it. Nobody wants to lose the things they've earned through hard work after all. Just like this woman says right here, they already have a marriage life, house, dogs. Men are logical thinkers. He probably doesn't see a reason to just get paperwork and a ring. We were together for 8 years since high school before he proposed. He wanted to wait until we could afford it. Every relationship is different.
If a guy really wants you, he will pursue you, and nothing will stop him from that. I don't care if you think it's his religion, his parents, his job, whatever. Stop it. Like that, none of that matters. If he loves you, if he values you and wants to make a life with you, he will go after you. That's how they're wired. Women try to complicate it. And we go, oh, it's complicated. It's got a lot of different things going on. No, women are complicated. Men are not in this area. And
I agree. I agree with that. When a guy sees what he wants, we go after it. When we know it, we see it. When we feel it, we go after it. When we're ready. Because a lot of times men, we're not ready. Because when it comes to marriage, like we have to get ourselves literally prepared for it financially, mentally, because we are taking on a huge responsibility for a wife and potentially multiple kids, and that's multiple lives that now I must shoulder the burden of that. So we have to really be prepared. So a lot of times men just put it off until we are mentally ready and financially ready. But when a guy is, though, he goes after what he wants. But a lot of times women will mess around with guys who aren't ready because they have a lot of money or he looks really cute. And women are great at telling themselves lies so they can continue on with their behaviors. So a lot of times they tell themselves that, oh, he's just, he's busy. He's just, has a lot going on. He's in school right now. He's doing this. He's doing that. And that's why. But, no. If he wanted you, he would go after you. Okay? He would pursue you heavily. Because I remember back when I was talking to a chick, and I talked to multiple chicks prior, but then I was talking to this particular one, and I pursued her different than I did any of the other ones. Definitely different, because, it didn't end up panning out, but when my intentions were, for marriage, or I saw something potentially serious with this one, I was like, wow. Like, I was on it. Like, I was moving towards it, taking the steps. Like, it wasn't no games. So, yeah, if a dude is, like, not trying to get married, honestly, you can't judge him, ladies, because it's a lot. It's a lot for us. But you really need to assess if you're actually the right woman for him. Are you doing the things he needs you to do to fit the bill? Because oftentimes you're not, and so he's not pursuing you in that way.
Heard it from so many people, but I think we still need to hear it. We make excuses for it because we can't bear the thought that they didn't want us. But at the end of the day, it's much better to face the truth. And the truth is, they didn't want to commit to you enough because they didn't pursue you, and then you can let it go and move on.
You pursue or chase someone because they are running away from you. If she likes me, she will reciprocate my energy. No, we won't. You have to show us you want us as much as we want you. If we feel unwanted, then we will walk. Regardless, you have to make an effort. I am not pursuing.
I agree with that, bro. Like, I've seen so many videos of women coming out talking about they want men to chase, they want men to pursue. Bro, it's a different day. It's a different age. Like, men are done putting in like so much effort and not with like no return. Like, no, we want to know that if I'm putting effort into pursuing you, okay, she's actually into me as well. So I'm not just throwing things and hoping she'll be interested. Like, nah, ladies, you need to show the man, like, stop playing so hard to get. Like, if you're into him, then show him that you're interested so that he can make the next steps. A lot of y'all be trying to really make the guy chase. Like, men are done putting in that level of energy to get to know you, to get into a relationship, to get you out on a date. Like, if you're not serious, they're just going to move on to the next chick who shows interest. All right, this playing hard to get thing might have worked back in the day when women were different. Nowadays, in this dating marketplace, playing hard to get will just leave you either ghosted, blocked, or just disregarded, bro. Like, men aren't playing those games anymore. So stop with the hard to get.
Any of them. It's not worth the pain and heartache. My peace is way more valuable. You should never chase a woman. Remember, they're the ones that wants the ring. If you approach a woman and she denies you, just keep moving forward onto the next. Going back will only fill up her ego.
Yep.
Remember, if she really likes you, she will not play games with you. She will make it known through her actions, and that's a woman to respect.
That's absolutely facts. Guys, one of the best advice that I've gotten that completely changed my dating life and started actually getting me better results was when I started listening to the Red Pill, and the advice was given that to only deal with women who show you high interest. Because back in the day, I'd be using dating apps, or I'd be talking to a girl, And you know how girls are, especially when you're younger. They're playing hard to get. They're like, stringing you along. They're, not replying here and there. You're like putting in all this effort, trying to raise her interest, get her interested. How do I get her more attracted to me? You're Googling, how do I get a girl more attracted to me? How do I raise her interest? How do I get her wanting to go on a date with me? All this other stuff. And when a red pill creator was like, yo, only deal with girls who are super interested in you, it completely changed everything. If I started texting a girl, she wasn't showing me that level of high interest, done. If I approach a girl and then through text it sounds like she's like not super hyped to meet up, or she's just not putting in the same level of effort to meet up, I'm done. Like I don't, because I'm telling you, when a girl is showing you high interest, bro, everything just flows so smoothly. Everything. There's no guessing games. There's no mind games. It just smoothly from start to finish. And after gaining success only dealing with women who show high interest, I've never gone back. I have never since hearing that advice, tried to raise a woman's interest. Never. Ever. Will never waste my time again doing that. Don't try to figure out how to raise her interest. If once you approach and you start talking to her for a bit, she will show you interest. And when women like a guy, trust me, they are hitting him up. They cannot wait for him to set up the date. They are trying to figure out what time will work. They'll be hitting you up, bro. I have girls hitting me up, wanting to see me again. Back in the day, bro, that was me trying to, when are you free? Or maybe I could do this and they're like, okay, yeah, maybe. Well, I'll see. I'll let you know. That just means they're trying to gauge if some other guy has like a better option for them, more fun event or whatever the case may be. Bro, when a girl's interested in you, finds you attractive, smooth sailing. Stop trying to raise women's interest. She's either into you or she's not.
These girls who's talking about pursuing and chasing are just adult children. They're only looking to play tag, and you do not want to be it.
Well, guys, that's the video. All right. Marriage, it's definitely something men have to take into real consideration, okay? Because there's a lot of risks, not that many rewards these days. Are there good marriages out there? Are there women out there who actually do the things that would make it worth it to a man to actually be in a committed relationship? Yes, they exist. But it is in shorter and shorter supply nowadays, okay? And a lot of men are just not willing to take the risk and the sacrifice, their whole life, their finances, to engage in this. But let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Are you trying to get married? Do you see marriage in your future? Or have you just ruled it out? Maybe you're going to try like a religious-only marriage. Maybe you'll move overseas and do marriage there. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? How are you going to approach it? Until then, guys, thank you for watching the video. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And until next time, guys, take it easy.